Emily. How do you use the autoclave?
So first you want to make sure you have enough packs to run, but generally we usually do. So we'll put our pouches face down. They're a little big, but as long as your instruments aren't being overlapped, this should be fine. And then you kind of try to stagger them a little bit. You'll put them in the tray. We need all these trays. And so we'll put it like that. We keep our extra trays down here. So if you need more or less. And we turn it on. This little red needle just means where it got on its last reading or last running. So we can turn that down to make sure it gets up to pressure this time. You don't touch this one, and then the timer is what actually makes it start heating and building pressure or drying the cycles. So we'll turn it to fill water, and the water is going to come out to this little line here in the tank. After that, then we'll check our water reservoir and make sure there's enough in there. There's like a little lip that's kind of hard to see to know that you have enough to run. It does take a while to come all the way out. Where are you going? So once it reaches the line, we'll turn it to the sterilize spot. We'll close the door. You'll move your little hand crank lock thing over, and you'll spin it until it's hand tightened. So you don't have to go like super crazy, but you just want it like casually tight. After this, it's not going to actually do anything until I set the timer into 45. So then the heat light goes on, signaling that's going. As it builds pressure and goes through its sterilization cycle, the needle will move up and move the red one so you know it reached the appropriate PSI. And then we would set our timer for 50 minutes because it only dings once when it's done sterilizing. And a lot of times we either don't hear it or we forget about it. So that's why we have our normal timer that we set for 50 minutes. So it goes just a little past the 45 minutes on the actual cycle. So it'll count down, do its thing, beep once, and we'll just skip that part. So this little ding, that's it. Then it'll still have pressure in here, so you'll want to turn it to exhaust dry. Wait for the white needle to go all the way down to 0. Essentially, it's not going to let you open it up if it's anywhere higher than that. So you'll uncrank it open and just turn it until it stops. And you'll crack the door open, leaving this still on here. And then you will set the timer for another 45 minutes. And it will just continue to use what residual heat is in here, but also it has a little bit of a self-heating function to help dry it. And then your packs are done. We do tend to set another timer, but at this point you don't have to because they'll just stay in there sterilized until we're ready for them. And then at the end of the night, you just turn it off.
Great.